Assalamualaikum and hi to Madam Azhar. So for today, me and my partner Ainin Suraya binti Abdul Rashid, we are going to present to you about the tourism impact on small island ecosystems, public perception from Karimunjawa Island, Indonesia. So, for the introduction, Karimun Island, hidden paradise in Java. Karimun Island, also known as Karimunjawa and Karimunjawa, is a hidden paradise of Java. And this Karimunjawa Island are a group of 27 tropical islands in the Java Sea incorporated into the district of Jepara in Indonesia. It is located 80 km north of the city Jepara in central Java. The island's name means a stone's throw away in Javanese, and based from my research, it is for sure not a stone's throw away from the island. And these two islands are like twins. They just located side by side, and they are also often mistaken for one of another. And this place is well known by savvy travelers of Java that would like to find some beautiful beaches and sea without needing to leave to other parts of Indonesia. And also, many locals will also introduce you to this place, which is the pride of Central Java for having their very own white sand beaches and clear blue sand.
Assalamualaikum and hello, my name is Ainin Suraya binti Abdul Rashid. In this section, I would like to discuss, based on the article that we choose, is about the main issues on the tourism impact in coastal ecosystem in Karimunjawa Island, Indonesia, from the perspective of local communities. Okay, now let's explore more on the main issues on the environmental impacts. This study is to identify the evidence of public perceptions in the coastal ecosystem about the negative issues on the environmental impact of sustainable tourism. According to Statistics Indonesia in 2019, the number of tourists visiting KNP reached 129,670,000, an increase of 12.7% compared to 2018. However, in this study that we identified the various of environmental impacts in Karimunjawa Island. For instance, Karimunjawa has experienced several adverse negative effects of tourism activities on the environment impact, including damaged natural resources, climate change, waste management, carrying capacity, declining water quality, and damaged marine ecosystem. Moreover, this study highlights the perception of the local community to protect them from the negative impact of sustainable tourism development. In this section, I would like to elaborate on the analysis of the issues on the environmental impact of tourism in Karimunjawa Island. The first issues on environmental impact is damaged marine ecosystem biota that affected because of the intensity of marine activities, especially underwater activities, which is the increasing of snorkeling and diving activities that causes ecological pressures on coral reef and various other marine biota. This issue also because of the limited knowledge of tourists about coral reef and conservation. This is why the strong impact when tourists doing snorkeling activities like they step or walking on the coral reef and also taking valuable coral reef shell as marine as souvenirs. The second issue is the damage of natural resources and fisheries resources, which is damaging on natural resources like seagrass and mangrove land. For example, the construction process that causes disclosure of mangrove forests and seagrass meadows have been affected to open for hotel or resort construction and other infrastructure in that area. In addition, the third issue of the environmental impact is climate change that affect the ability of local community to face the anthropogenic environmental change pressures in temperature and rainfall, tidal wave, rise of sea level, floods and droughts. This problem that causes of the fisheries difficult to catch the fishing activities, and they also loss on the fishing equipment. Other than that, the climate change also poses threat to coral reef by sea level rising and the increasing weather conditions. Furthermore, the fight issues on declining water quality because of the increasing pressures on energy and water needs. It causes the water consumption not enough. The problem when they difficult to access the clean water resources for Karimunjawa residents. The fifth issues on sewage and waste management, the common issues on the rising domestic waste that causes water pollution through industrial waste, seawater contamination in groundwater. From my observation on the articles, the problem that brings on the excessive amount of plastic waste from the drinking bottle and food packaging that found on the beach generated from the tourist activities, and also the contamination chemical waste through hotel industry, restaurant, factories, and mode of transportation use, and solid waste household that arises produced from tourism activities that sensitive to marine habitats. These waste management issues give the serious impact as well as strengthening local people health and environmental in that area. The last issues on environmental impact is the carrying capacity on the increasing number of tourists visiting in the Karimunjawa Islands. The increased number of tourists triggered to explore of coral reef by overfishing activities, and also it loss on the consumption of fisheries product in that area.
Here are some of the critique and comment that I can find from the article. So there are three, which are the decreasing of no-take zone, waste and sewage management, and lastly is the water availability. So we're going to move on to the first one, which is on the decreasing no-take zone. No-take zone is introduced with the aim of improving fisheries. These areas are unlikely to impact the fishes. And in Karimunjawa, there has been weak compliance with no-take areas regulation and a lack of targeted fishing gear controls. And this may have promoted competition and conflict among the fishes. And this have also affected fisheries and also the seafood stock. So we're going to move on to the second one, which is on the waste and sewage management. For this critique and comment, there are two issues, which are the issues of island waste management and the issues of waste management. So, issues of island waste management include various aspects of limited land resources, high energy cost, large seasonal function in waste of volumes, and complex social and political dynamics. And the issues of waste management in Karimunjawa also played an important role in shaping local residents' perceptions regarding tourism impacts. And water availability form the last source of local tourism related negative perception in the environmental category. These are concerned about the water supply in Karimunjawa, especially during the drought season when they needed to buy water at high prices on some occasion, and on some occasion there was not enough water for consumption. Here are some suggestions based from the critique and comment just now. So, the first one is increasing no-take zone in Karimunjawa to increase fishers' income. However, for tourists, the activity fishing in no-take zone will be limited due to prevent local community has negative perception and have a bad concern that will affect their economy and income. Besides, it also gives potential for threat activities like illegal fishing if it did not take consideration and limit the no-take zone in Karimunjawa. And the second one is on the various waste reduction initiatives should also be considered. For example, involving the community and tourists in relevant environmental conservation campaigns, so they will gain awareness about this waste issue and together prevent it to be from happening again. And lastly is the organization or government must provide carrying capacity of tourists per day to prevent increasing of pressure on energy and water needs of community in Karimunjawa. Besides the construction of hotel in Karimunjawa, educate communal infrastructure, including drinking water provision and water treatment plants.
The conclusion in this study is about Karimunjawa Island, Indonesia, as well known as an exotic place with natural beauty. In our research, we focus on the local residents' perception of tourism impact on the environmental negative issues of sustainable tourism. The most significant environmental problems such as damaged biodiversity, natural resources, waste management, carrying capacity, climate change, and declining water quality. Meanwhile, this research asks the stakeholder and local community to pay attention on the environmental issues, the ecological problems as part of sustainable tourism development. Lastly, this contribution is to offer a design process for comprehensive coastal ecosystem management and guide the residents of Karimunjawa in benefiting from the tourism sector, but also in preserving their environment in the future.